Mormonism is a cult. We need to understand this when we see influencers like Ballerina Farm, like Nara Smith, the list goes on. The image that they portray on social media, on their platforms, it is a business strategy. A profile came out about Ballerina Farm, and I'll show you guys a TikTok that is the reason I'm here speaking today.
Okay, if you have at any point been interested in this tradwife conversation, then run, don't walk to the new profile of Ballerina Farm that was posted in the Times. This is a brilliant profile. This was a really great example of taking a premise and taking a topic and really interrogating it and offering a brutally accurate depiction of what's taking place behind the scenes on this ranch. Highlights for me in this profile were the writer asking Hannah Nealman if she's a feminist. She gives her answer in the piece. The couple acknowledging that they are the heirs to a billionaire fortune. Hannah Nealman saying that she wanted to date Daniel for longer before they got married, and him saying, no, we have to get married now. And seeing how many times Daniel interrupts Hannah or answers questions on her behalf. Another highlight was, at the end of a paragraph highlighting how Daniel is deeply involved in the house care, he acknowledged that his wife sometimes gets so ill from exhaustion, I'm quoting the article there, that she sometimes can't get out of bed for a week. This is a particular wrinkle in this whole perception of Ballerina Farm because there has always been a belief that they have childcare behind the scenes, and the writer confirmed that they don't have childcare. They do have a cleaner who comes once a week apparently, but there are no additional nannies. So yeah, it feels like a kind of ironic twist that there are no nannies, and the real deception that's taking place with this account is the appearance of everything being easy breezy beautiful, when in fact it seems like Hannah Nealman is slowly working herself to death to do multiple jobs, take care of these children, perform as an influencer online without any additional help. So not exactly a win for anyone there. This is by far the best profile that we have seen on any topic related to tradwives. The writer also points out that the Nealmans talk much more about their strict Mormon conservative beliefs in person than they do online. I wonder why that is. In case you're wondering, yes, the Nealmans are pro-life. And again, specifically, I'm quoting the profile here, they view abortion as a sinful act. People need Jesus. My favorite line of this whole profile is, and I quote, I can't, it seems, get an answer out of Nealman without her being corrected, interrupted, or answered for by either her husband or a child. This is fucking incredible journalism. Bravo to the writer who pulled this off. Go read the article if you can.
I'm going to use the analogy of scammers. So as technology evolves, the scams evolve. So watching Catch Me If You Can, which is a true story, that character, that person was able to scam so many people because the checks and balances that exist today didn't exist then. Literally, when speaking of checks, because writing bad checks was a super common scam, but it's not something you can get away with anymore. That being said, every time a new technology is introduced, the scammers are right there with them. The same goes for cult tactics, because if you think about Scientology, the reason that David Miscavige, the current leader of Scientology, the reason his father left that cult is because they said you can't Google Scientology, and he did it one day, and he literally just learned the truth about what it is and left because of that, which is amazing. But they're trying to get smarter to account for the ever-evolving technology. Same goes with Mormonism. Okay, they are a religion that is based on growth, populating the earth. A lot of religions are like that. Think of the Duggars and the IBLP realm. That's a different conversation, but basically they're trying to take over like legislation positions, and they're succeeding in that. And so the Mormons, they're literally succeeding in gaining favor through attractive social media marketing, because they've really like lobbed onto the concept of what's it called, aspirational living, and it looks organized, it looks clean, and it looks real somewhat. So with this article about Ballerina Farms coming out, it's just explaining the situation for what it is in its reality. I was talking about this with a friend the other day, and it's the concept of, I want to make you a stay-at-home parent. This woman of Ballerina Farm, she's not a full-time stay-at-home parent. She's a stay-at-home parent and a content creator. And I'm sure she holds other roles, but that's a busy woman. And that's, you know, of course I feel pity for her because she was born into a religion that brainwashes you. But it is unfortunate to see someone who's clearly unhappy compromise happiness in this realm for this promised future that is based on faith in a con man, Joseph Smith. I mean, they know the history, but the way they've been taught that, and I talk about this in my last upload about dancing for the devil and the 7M cult, but the idea of spending an eternity in hell or without your family members versus spending eternity in paradise is such an overwhelming feeling. And I think that, in my last episode, in my last video episode, it's been a long day, Kendall Ray, in the Mile Higher podcast that I feature, she's saying to her husband, I don't understand somebody who thinks their thoughts like aren't their own, that it's the devil taking over, because she was saying, I've never felt like my thoughts are not my own. However, her husband he grew up in the church like I did, and he's absolutely right in saying that you are taught and really feel like you will be damned to hell if you sin, if you don't repent. If you repent, as includes essentially bearing your soul, admitting things to become blackmail in the future for the cult leaders. Meanwhile, like many cults, the men are looked after and the women are left in the dust as second-class citizens. I mean, there's really no defending that. And that's not even the worst of this cult, but just keep this in mind when you're consuming this content. And same goes for all influencer marketing. I don't think it's inherently bad. Like, I hope to have sponsors in the future, so I will be doing influencing. And I do have affiliate codes. Well, one main one. Check out Angel Candy Shop. The link is in my bio and code. And subscribe and like the video if you enjoy this. But anyway, guys, just be vigilant. As, like I said, as our technology evolves, the scammers evolve, and it changes what we think media literacy is. At first, it's like, okay, this, make sure you're not scammed into some credit card thing. This is like early days, okay? Look out for your emails for the Nigerian princes. That type of scam was a lot more common. Nowadays, a lot of the misinformation is shared without ill intent. It's just a game of telephone, though, and I think the line is being blurred between trusted news sources It's just the way of the world right now. And so I think we need to be careful. I think that even when we hear a take from somebody that we trust or that we like, I think you can't just ever take one person's word for it. So yeah, be careful out there. When it comes to these influencers, honestly, it's just best to not engage with them. I follow Narsmith and Butterfly Farms, nope. Ballerina Farms. I follow both of them because I like to kind of keep my finger on the pulse, but because it is entertaining content. The thing is, and I've seen other TikTokers say this, I consume that content as if it's fiction. However, a lot of people don't see it that way. And the idea of baking from scratch, building a lifestyle like that is super attractive to them, but they don't see the dark side of it that is harmful to a lot of people and protects men in positions of power. So keep an eye out. And if you're interested in learning more about Mormonism, definitely follow Jordan and McKay. They're the premier voices. Oh, I'm getting a call. Bye. See you in my next video.